Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I would like to share with you another eye look, an eyeshadow look, inspired again by the new Makeup Revolution Pro HD Amplify 35 palettes. This one is called Inspiration and I absolutely love this. Now usually I would stay away from really bright oranges. I know I shared with you the Morphe palettes, but to be honest I haven't really used them, and obviously I explained why I didn't use them, but this is a whole matte palette dedicated to absolutely stunning eye looks. I really love the formulations of these as well, and also I've really found that in fact ever since I've received these palettes I've been using them every day. I'm finding that they are really working for me. The formulation is so good, so gorgeous, and I'm now using bright shades. Like yesterday I did a tutorial with bright purples. I would never have done that because I stayed away from brighter, especially purples. I didn't really think that they actually suited me. I always thought neutrals did, but actually when I used that palette I thought amazing. The quality is amazing, they really do blend very well, and also what I really like about these is that I can actually take shadow now higher and it actually shows and because the formulation is so good. Before I had to really put quite a few layers on, and a lot of my tutorials I couldn't get the intensity that I wanted on the above the eye. With these I really am, and this is another reason why I wanted to share this with you today. It's a bright orange look with some really deep colours, and again I've always shied away from using really deep colours because I've never found eyeshadows that, especially the deep browns or the black, I've even used black for the first time, that really blended that well. So in this look I am using the shades that I'm using, and I'll just swatch them for you first of all, just like I did yesterday. So the first one is called Nutmeg, and it is a gorgeous rich burnt orange shade. So that's Nutmeg. The next one is Espresso, and this is incredibly deep. So that's Espresso, and then the light shade that I've used on the lid is Ginger. I'm just going to do that again. It's quite a light shade because I wanted the lid to pop a little bit. So those are the three shadows that I'm using today. So Nutmeg, Espresso, and then Ginger. So what I'm going to do is start off again, as I always do, with my Primark brush that I purchased for £1, I believe. And I'm just going to dip into Nutmeg. Now, if you've got one of these palettes, you will have will know the same as me that they are very, very intense. So you only need to dip your brush in a tiny little bit to get a lot of product on the brush. That intensity, not necessarily a lot of product, but I've only touched the palette and it's already looking very, very intense. Usually I have to swirl my brush around to get any type of intensity, so I'm really impressed with these. So now I'm going to add this in the crease and above, and this will give me the intensity that I want, as hopefully the same as the other eye. It just makes it easier for me just doing the one eye, and not only that, as I explained yesterday, it's so much easier to know what I'm actually doing rather than just doing freestyling, I suppose. So as you can see, I have I've dipped the brush in twice and I've hardly touched it to get that intensity on my eye. I'm so impressed. So that's the first shade down, so obviously Nutmeg. Then I move on to Espresso. Now Espresso, and I don't actually think I've actually shown you the palette yet. Let me just share with you the palette. So it looks like this. Of course, it's got that gorgeous shiny outer casing with the Pro HD and Amplify 35 palette. So I'm getting so carried away, and I'm so excited about putting this eye look on. And then inside, of course, you've got that huge big mirror. And as yesterday, I will link the swatch video down below for you as well, because if you want to see all swatches of all 35 of these absolutely beautiful shades, then you know that might be of help if you're looking for an all matte palette. So that's the first shade that I used. Then this is the second shade, so the deep shade, and you can see that is incredibly deep. And if you are a regular viewer to my channel, you would know that I stay away from these type of colours, especially black or, you know, in this case, deep brown. But these are so fantastic, these shades. It is just, well, like I say, I'm so pleased with them. So I have added the Nutmeg shade. Then I'm just going to swap to one of my favourite brushes from the Unicorn's Dream palette, and as I said yesterday, these are exclusive to Boots, so if you are interested, do pick them up from boots.com or of course some boot stores. And as I mentioned yesterday, I do know that both boot stores in Norwich do carry stock of these in their store. However, what I do like about the Boots website is that there is a stock checker that tells you if that particular product is available in your local boot store. So do check that to see if they are within your store. I love this brush. I've used it again every day since I've received it. It's got quite long bristles, and I find that it really does work well to get right into that crease. So I'm just going to add a tiny little bit of the Espresso, excuse me, and then I'm just going to add that into, now this time I'm going to add it to the outer third and work that into the crease. Right across. And then I'm going to add a little bit more. It's always best to keep adding little bits, especially when the product is as intense as these are, and then just keep working that in. Just gorgeous. And I want a little bit more deepness here, or depth. Gorgeous. And that's how I'm going to leave it for now. So what I'm now going to do is go under the eye, and again, this brush is the Primark brush. Again, this was actually £2. It's a little bit more expensive, but it is from their Pro range, and I really love this. Again, I've washed and washed and washed this brush. I haven't lost any bristles out of any of these Primark brushes, and that is why I really love them. But obviously, if you can't get to a Primark store, then these are very, very good as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to tap off a little bit because they are so intense, and then I'm going to run this all under the lash line, all the way along. And that is how intense it is. You could actually use it for eyeliner, I suppose, if you wanted to. Then I'm getting another tiny brush, and again, this is from the Unicorn's Dream collection. You do get 5 brushes within that collection, and again, I'll link that video down below if you're interested in this. Now this one you can use for your brows. I am using this to go right in under the lash because it is such a thin brush. It is incredibly thin and very, very good for very intricate work. So I'm just going to put that very close to the lash line, and I'm only going to take it halfway along. Like that. And then I'm going to get this brush from the Unicorn's Dream collection, and it's a flat brush. Now this one I'm using to blend out the under the lash, and I'm also using this to pack product onto the lid as well. So I'm just going to blend this out so it's not quite as harsh. Want that a little bit softer, like that. I'm just going to take the product on the other eye, just run that right across. I don't think I did on the other eye. Just going to blend that in. That's better because it matches now. Perfect. And then what I'm going to do is stay with this brush, and then I'm going to add ginger, and then I'm just going to put that on the first half of the lid. This is my light colour, so I'm just going to keep adding that. Until I'm happy. And then what I'm going to do is just swap to, where is it? Oh, this one. Back to this one, and I'm just going to get a little bit more of Espresso. Tiny little bit of that. And I'm just going to put that in the outer third again and just mix, just merge the two. So I'm merging ginger and Espresso in the middle, just to give that a little bit of, you know, so you don't have any harsh lines. Like that. And then we've got one last thing, and that is to add the mascara. And the mascara that I'm using is the Nip and Fab Mascara, and this is in black. I'm getting more used to this now. It was an extremely wet formulation to start with, because I've been using this now for a couple of weeks. It's now a little bit thicker and a lot easier to work with. And because it's thickened up, it has, because initially I thought, yeah, it's giving the lashes a, you know, a nice coating, but it's now also adding a little bit of thickness to the lashes as well. So that is the finished or completed look using the new palette from Makeup Revolution called Inspiration. I haven't quite got my head around all of the 7 names yet, but yeah, I hope you really enjoyed that. I think the quality is definitely there. I'm certainly enjoying using these palettes, and I really love that look, and I hope that you do too. So obviously do let me know down below if there's any other palettes that you would like me to do tutorials and looks with. I'm certainly happy to share them with you, because I know that everybody's loving these palettes as much as me at the moment. The lipstick that I'm wearing to go with this look is the Makeup Revolution Renaissance lipstick in Rebirth. Again, these are really all I'm wearing because the collection is so phenomenal. So that's Rebirth. Looks like that. Again, it's a well-loved lipstick. So, and that's obviously £4 from Tan Beauty, but I'll list everything down below for you. Thumbs up if you enjoyed that or you found that helpful. If you're looking to purchase this palette, do list down below or mention down below what palettes you're loving. If you would like me to do makeup tutorials or eyeshadow tutorials with other palettes, and do subscribe to watch further videos, and thumbs up obviously if you want to just support me. But thank you so much for watching. Until next time, thank you. Bye.